Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to the conference. All honor, glory, and praise be to our one and only Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I wanted to talk to you ladies out there that are experiencing harassment in the workplaces. I'm not certain if this is a topic that I had covered previously, but it's just one that I felt the need to cover right now. Perhaps there's, excuse me, some woman out there, you may be suffering in silence. Perhaps you're being harassed, whether if it be sexually harassed or not sexually harassed, but just harassment of any form, I want you to know, is against the law. And no one wants to be harassed. But when it comes from a male towards a woman, I feel like it takes on a different type of face, if I may use that term. Because, of course, harassment from any gender is definitely illegal. It is definitely inhumane, and it definitely can place somebody in a mindset to where they feel that they have to suffer in silence. Well, I'm your voice right now, and I'm letting you know that you don't have to suffer in silence. No one does. Women are typically harassed in the workplaces, and it has always been a very prevalent problem. But it's also been a very subliminal type situation, type of problem too, because men that harass women, they always do it on the low, and they always do it where there are no witnesses around, and they always try to do it in a way that they will try to make it appear as if it is something that you are doing as it pertains to the job function, whereas the real deal of the matter is that they either have some sort of personal vendetta against you, or just because of whatever, or they may have a vendetta against you because of some type of, proposition or whatever. But whatever your situations may be out there, I want you to know that you don't have to suffer in silence, and that there are legal actions that you can take to put those types of men in their rightful places, because no woman comes into the workplace to be harassed by a man and to just be micromanaged, and every little thing you do, he's there to nitpick it, and he's always watching you, and he gives you more, you get more eye contact from him than the other people that you work with. That's direct, concentrated harassment, and it is against the law. And whoever you are out there, I just want you to know that you are not alone. And I think a lot of women, they refrain from stepping forth because a lot of them fear retaliation from either their employers or whoever the individual is that is harassing them. But I believe most workplaces have a zero tolerance for harassment in their policy procedure manuals or their policy procedure books, or they should. I think that most employers, if you bring it to their attention that you're being harassed and that you feel uncomfortable by unwanted attention from any male, meaning unwanted attention, whether if it be sexual or whether if it be threatening, on the low, whatever it is, it could be somebody that, I'll put it to you this way: people have different methods and tactics to harass women. Everything isn't necessarily verbal. Some things can be just eye contact. Somebody could look at you in a menacing type of way. People know how to communicate with people through eye contact. And of course, that would be something that if your company has audio recorders, an audio recorder would not pick up. And even if your company has cameras, the cameras may not necessarily pick that up. The cameras may record the person looking at you, but it cannot record the type of energy that they are sending you by way of eye contact. But I want you to know that that is a form of harassment. If you come into the workplace and somebody makes any type of comment towards you that is something pertaining to your physical, no matter what it is, that's harassment. It is unwanted opinions that people need to keep to themselves, and realize that the workplace is a place of business. And unless it is something that pertains to the business at hand, harassers need to refrain from their comments towards you, whoever you are out there. I think that men in the workplaces need to speak to women the way that they would their mothers, if they respected their mothers. They know what type of, they know how they would want their mothers to be treated, or their sisters, or their aunties. And so I feel like they need to treat other women that way as well. They wouldn't want their mothers harassed. They wouldn't want their mothers stalked and followed on the low, where other people can't see it, and where it is not obvious to other people that perhaps have the power to do something about it. So people have little sneak tip ways to try to intimidate other people, to try to nitpick everything that other people do, to micromanage other people, and allow the other people that they favor to get away with things that are in fact against company policy, such as a lot of workplaces require people to stand up to perform the job tasks, but in some instances some people may be allowed to sit down their entire shift, and they won't be reprimanded about it. But if somebody else that does nothing but follow the policies and the procedures, they might be reprimanded for doing nothing. If they have to go to the restroom, they might be reprimanded for that. Oh, why do you always have to go to the restroom at a certain time? Whereas nobody controls bodily function. I'm just using that as an example, you guys. But, nobody controls bodily functions. People go to take care of whatever they need to take care of when they need to go. And they shouldn't need anybody's permission for that. That's just part of being a human being. And so I just feel like if you are a woman out there and you are being harassed, there are actions that you can take. The first thing that you need to do is bring it to the attention of your employer. And then from there, if it continues, then I feel like you should seek an outside source for help, because there should be zero tolerance for harassment of any kind in various workplaces. I know me personally, I'm not the type of female to tolerate harassment from males nor females. I feel like that the workplace is somewhere that should be about business. It should be about the matters of the company, not people who have personal vendettas against other people. I mean, who has time for that? People need to leave their personal feelings at the door. If they don't like somebody, that's fine. Don't like the person. But that doesn't mean that person comes into work, into the office every day, or the restaurant every day, or the daycare center every day, or the warehouse every day, or the retail store every day, or the hospital every day, the nursing home every day, to be harassed by people who have personal vendettas against them and harass them in subtle ways, whereas the people that could do something about it won't notice it. So I want you to know there are actions that you can take to make sure that you're not suffering in silence out there. I think for a lot of you, you've put up with enough, and I think now is the time for you to take action, whoever you are. Don't allow stalkers and harassers and people who just can't take their eyes off of you to harass you. People who make lewd comments on the low. But maybe you feel like if you brought it to somebody's attention, you would be looked at as the bad guy. There are people out here that can represent you in a legal fashion to make sure that you are protected and that your voice is heard and that the matter at hand is legally resolved. You can do something about it. I would say, do it now, whoever you are.